we're gonna table that. We got some stuff we're gonna get into, and I just want everyone to be aware that Alex Jones came out hard and
Hard.
hard. He came out hard, and did you see it?
No,
Oh, he
but
came
I'm
out.
good.
He
I
he
want to see
he, he
it.
came out hard. He came out
Good.
hard.
Because Trump was fucking dude. Alex put his ass in the grinder for that
Yeah,
dude, and the dude just fucking
yeah. So we're gonna do our best to get to all of this tonight.
yeah.
So um,
What did he
start. We'll
say?
just start.
Yeah, I
We'll
want to
just start.
see.
We'll start at the beginning. Now, listen, everybody. This is a long clip. This is 15 minutes,
That's
but
all
every
right.
every minute of it's worth every
Yeah,
second of it.
I especially want to hear it come out of the man's face. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? None of that
and
stuff on True Social. I
but
want to
I
see what
also
happened.
have a video here that we want to make sure that we check out because they think that they're strong. There's a strong possibility that he's under mind control, Trump. So, but let's just get the reaction from Candace and Alex Jones about what Trump said yesterday on True Social. We'll start with Candace.
Let me tell you something, and this is just reality, okay? Going back to just the rules of the jungle. Okay. Let all the politicians and advisors around you evaporate for just a moment. Just you and me. Ready? People will not fight beside, behind, or for someone who is fundamentally disloyal. Okay. If disloyalty and deceit is in your nature, then I highly suggest that you combine it with silence. You can be what you are, but I would advise you do it quietly, Trump, because MAGA is no longer commanded by you, and you know it. You know it. You belong to the Epstein class. That is your legacy now. People will see your name on buildings, whatever was agreed upon in those boardrooms, Jared Kushner, Trump, Gaza, hotel, whatever you tweeted, so crass. They will see that. You will earn that. And then when they see it, they will think about how many children had to die or be raped by men on islands so that you could stick the Trump name upon the building.
That's pretty heavy.
That's
We're going to ask what people think about Trump. Do they still support Trump or no? And while we do that, we're going to play this.
But as bad as he is, as corrupt as he's gotten, the insider trading, all of it, I'm really glad he's differentiating and saying, you're not with me because I'm not with you. I don't want to be at your cool, corrupt kid, Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein class table. Thank you so much for delineating that I'm not with you, a sinking, burning ship. The left attacks me and says, oh, you admit he was bad the whole time. You made a mistake. No, we got a lot of good done with him. I'm proud of the fact I went through hell to support Trump. But I have integrity, and I will now stand against this new Trump, who by the day becomes more demonic, more twisted, and more sick. Let's go over this crazy Truth Social post. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years. Really, you just had Tucker months ago at the White House saying how great he was, especially by the fact that they think it's wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon. I don't support Iran. I don't support the mullahs. The Pentagon on assessment said 92% chance it would fail would be regime change. They closed Trader Moose. You look like a fool, which happened because they have one thing in common: low IQs. He thinks you protest too much, Trump. They're stupid people. Yeah, stupid enough to have your enemies all around you, like Mark Levin, never Trumper. They know it. Their families know it, and everyone else knows it. He then quotes a fake CNN poll that 100% of Trump supporters support the war. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes. You know, when I read this, the crew had a consensus. I talked to them separately. I think Mark Levin and Todd Blanche, the Democrat Party lawyer, wrote this. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television. Oh, the old 79-year-old boomer thinks it's big. Tucker's 10 times bigger. So are we. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows. Yeah, Tucker with the highest ratings at the time it was, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. That's why you're writing about us. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they can get some clicks because they have third-rate podcast, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA. You have a 70-year-old man living in the 19th century. He's like the 1920s saying, oh, that Henry Ford, he doesn't know anything about it. These cars are going nowhere. Or Krugman at the New York Times, saying, oh, the internet will be like a fax machine, nothing. I mean, this is so boomer. Or I would have won the presidential election in a landslide. Again, because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. All the studies show it was the podcasting bros made you win. MAGA agrees with me. Oh, you're fake CNN poll. And just gave CNN 100% approval rating of Trump. Oh, yeah, 100% of Trump supporters support the war. All the other polls say 85% are against it. Not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, top ratings when he did, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who's nastily asked me that now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and when hopefully wins lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attacks on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims. Todd Blanchard was for sure. Ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers. Hey, Trump, the Paul Weiss law firm, the main one that sued you and came after you, is the one that had the show trials and claimed I did these things I didn't do to end the First Amendment. It was to take me out because I was supporting you. So I'm still on air, bigger than ever. All the stuff's being overturned. It came out the CIA and FBI, declassified, ran those operations against me in show trials with HBO. And here you are quoting the Paul Weiss law firm that ran the main lawsuits against you that Todd Blanchard is protecting. But you don't even know that. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news CNN. He just quoted CNN saying he has a 100% approval rating. The failing New York Times and all these other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. Trump, CNN has like 70,000 viewers an hour. I have that on individual radio stations, 400 plus of them. I have tens of millions of viewers, listeners today. I don't care that CNN has jumped on board and has amplified what we're saying. They do that because they know we have credibility with the general public because they're against you. I was not against you until you became a tool of Israel and started promoting nuclear war and total insanity. So you quote CNN saying you have 100% approval rating for the war, then you say they're totally discredited. Again, that's incongruent in your own post. This is idiocy. The failing New York Times and all the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They're not MAGA. They're losers. See, this shows how Trump wants positive press for the corporate media. I don't. They're not MAGA. They're losers trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I couldn't get them on my side anytime I want to. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on the world and country affairs. I've not been calling you. I don't want to meet with you. From about, like 8 months ago to the White House, I didn't go. After a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Taylor Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength, and it's not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again, and these people have no idea how to do that. But I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world, President Donald John Trump. Down to the left, America was sold out. You were doing a good job on that. Now your recovery is in great danger with this Strait of Hormuz closure, which you said you didn't care about, but you're like, open the fucking strait. And now you're a laughingstock with what you've done, with Iran literally outflanking you and manipulating you. So Trump doesn't want to fight the Democrats. He doesn't want to speak out against them. He wants to attack his most loyal supporters who want the old Trump and not this new horrible Trump. And that's what this comes down to. So Trump, you've got Lindsey Graham in his bubble wand when he's not stalking kids at Disney World. You've got Laura Loomer, the ultra creep that eats dog food on TV for money. You've got the Israeli operative Jonathan Pollard 2.0 and his sidekick Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin. And so that's good. We rode you as a horse as long as you did good. Now that you're done, we're putting your ass out to pasture. You're done. You've destroyed your legacy, massive insider trading on the war, all the rest of it. And I will continue to expose whoever's corrupt, whether it's you or whether it's the Democrats. But in closing, I legitimately think Trump approved of this post, but I think reading it, Todd Blanche and Mark Levin wrote it because this is exactly everything they stand for. And they are so pissed off and they are mad that the majority of Americans agree with us that we shouldn't destroy our whole civilization and commit genocide. So that's what this comes down to. And so Trump has finally imploded because of the stress. I believe he has early onset of dementia. And so now more than ever, he should take off some time, but we should pray for him. And if he doesn't get his mind right, we have to support impeachment on the 25th Amendment. It's just that simple. Trump is now a clear and present danger to this country and the world. He has gone completely insane, and a huge weight is off of me because I got nothing but lawsuits and hate and hell and attacks supporting Trump. But overall, he was challenging the globalists, so I supported him. I mean, President Trump, we've seen so many insane statements from you. You came out last week and said, we don't worry about daycare and Medicare and Medicaid. We don't have money for that. We're a war economy. The opposite of what you ran on the last 10 years.
Because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up. But it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal.
And it goes on and on and on from there. I'm sorry. I have integrity. I do not support the new Donald Trump, the El Diablo. I support the old Donald Trump. Because I'm an incredibly loyal person, but he wasn't loyal to his original mission. He wasn't loyal to America, and he became a creature of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. And all of his never Trumper enemies are now the courtiers with the madness of King Lear, telling him the lies and worshiping him the way he wants to hear it. And I am not one of those people. God is in control of this planet and the universe, not Donald Trump, not the Democrats, not the Rothschilds, not the Rockefellers, not the deep state. So Trump, you got bigger problems to deal with. Your own wife just came out to distance herself from Epstein because she knows there's blackmail going on.
Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent male executives resigned from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized. Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth. Thank you.
And it's all coming out. So you can rant and rave at those of us that are loyal Americans and try to blame us for what's happening, but everything happening is to blame on you working with the system. I would never have imagined you'd join with the neocons that were your biggest enemies, like Lindsey Graham and Mark Levin. I would never have imagined you bring a Democrat Party lawyer like Todd Blanche to head the DOJ. I would never have imagined you talk about destroying whole civilizations. I would never have imagined you would have done any of this, but you're a new person. And so I am so thankful for you to be very clear that you have nothing to do with us because I have nothing to do with you. And I will continue, whether it's Republican or Democrat or anybody else, to oppose their corrupt agenda. The World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, King Charles, Bill Gates, the UN, all of it. I will continue as I've done for 32 years to stand against the globalists and be part of this global awakening, this populist movement against the New World Order. And it's so sad to watch yourself in the last mile of this marathon destroy yourself, but that's your choice. And I thank you for making it so incredibly clear that you're in league with Todd Blanche, Mark Levin, Lindsey Graham, Benjamin Netanyahu, and others. And now we'll work to stop a new nuclear war. And now we will work hard to stop a new world war that could lead to a nuclear war. And we'll continue to promote the values of 1776 worldwide, because that's been my pledge for 32 years, and that's what I stand for. I'm so sad for you, President Trump, but it's happened so many times in history that someone becomes old and has dementia and is not the person they were. I will continue to love and cherish the old Donald Trump that we fought for and were punished for supporting, and I will oppose the new Donald Trump that is a demonic puppet of the Israel lobby and other satanic interests. That's my message. Thank you for your attention.
Go to Google, search Alex Jones, Sandy Hook. Go to
All right, there it is.
It is.
15 minutes of Alex Jones letting it be known. And you know, the truth is I mean, come on. I mean, we've seen this, and you know, I've tried my best to stay in, you know, in the center of this, and there's just no way with what I see. It's impossible. Like mind control? Is it mind control? Is it?
Oh, dude, you don't think that they're fucking dipping drugs into? Oh, that's how they do that shit.
Well,
They just fucking slowly poison a motherfucker. Give him
Well,
just
I-
enough, just enough till it builds up.
I know
Because that dude's fucking tripping. And look at it, I'm still wearing fucking my sweatshirt for this fucking dipshit. But this motherfucker's lost his mind.
So, this is big. This is bigger than, this is one of those things where, you know, I don't have a good analogy for it really, but when you think about what we've been through, all of us have been through it for 10 plus years. In 2016, they came after him. They came after all of his supporters. In 2020, they came after him and all his supporters. They stole an election. We came out against the stolen election. A bunch of people went to prison for coming out against the stolen election for him. For him. And then, and obviously for the, you know, the Constitution, obviously. And we all pulled our resources together in the 2024 election to make sure that Trump got elected. He was doing good.
First 6 months, he was
Yeah, he was
fucking
doing-
on
he was
fire.
doing great. But then all of a sudden, and I don't know if it was, I'm gonna have to look at the timeline. It might have been because the next clip is going to catch you up where my head's at. I probably should play it. Then we come back. Why don't we do that before I give my final statement on what I think about this thing with Trump? Yeah, stand by.
The old Trump is gone right now. Someone is replacing him. And the truth is that we've seen but the ice tip, the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the energy weapons, the direct energy weapons. Like when it comes down to the manipulation of our politicians, it's not about AIPAC and lobbyist money anymore. We're in the future, okay? They're being influenced by the meetings they take, not just by a person showing up with a check, but about the contact that comes from that. They can manipulate reality itself now. through this technology and other technology that's yet to be disclosed. I mean, look, President Trump's been in office the second round for about a year, and he's already disclosed 2 of the CIA's top weapons they've been developing through DARPA, the discombobulator and the ghost murmur. The old Trump is gone right now. Someone has replaced him. I think President Trump should submit to this testing.
Yeah, I would love to test him.
But it's either burnout, lack of sleep, or he was bad all along and now he's done, doesn't need to be reelected. He's cashing in. That's probably it. But regardless, if anybody's a target on the earth of this, we know what's going on. It's him.
Yeah.
So just by logic, he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've, like you said, they've caused the Israelis in the White House and in the White House grounds and on the cars plantings, stingrays that scan everything, high-powered readers, radio frequency, digital frequency reading systems. That's serious espionage.
Yeah, well, a stingray basically is it mimics a cell tower.
Yeah.
And it'll intercept any type of transmissions. You make a phone call and off your cell phone, they're listening because that cell tower, that stingray, we call MCs, MC catchers, are capturing all your data. They're listening to everything, what you're emailing, what you're texting.
Remember, the reports were it was other classified devices too.
Correct.
My name is Greg Edgreen. I stood up and led the DIA's task force, which was in charge of taking care of our survivors and determining the cause. For background, I'm not an analyst. I'm a retired Army and intelligence officer. The following are my personal opinions and do not represent the opinions of the government. Given the classification of this topic, many of my comments will have to be made at a future closed-door session. As a country, we have been here before. Most people think this all started in Havana in 2016, the widely reported Havana syndrome. This led to the U.S. withdrawing most of its staff and ending rapprochement between Havana and Washington. But before Havana syndrome, there was the Moscow signal. Soviet intelligence bathed the U.S. Embassy in Moscow with microwave transmissions. The health effects were similar to what we see today. There are many examples of syndromes and ailments from Americans injured in the line of duty that the government did not recognize for many years, which were eventually proven. Agent Orange used in Vietnam, the Gulf War syndrome, burn pits during the forever wars of Iraq and Afghanistan. In all of these examples, America took too long to acknowledge these injuries, and our service members languished without care. Havana syndrome is no different. The gaslighting of AHI survivors continues to this day as history repeats itself. Throughout all this, I learned America's best men and women in national security are being targeted and neutralized in a global campaign. AHIs have been reported in the press in every continent except for Antarctica, with a large percentage of these attacks occurring in the homeland, an American, in this town. The impact has been that mission-critical government officials working abroad and at home are being removed from their post with TBIs. Don't take my word for it. Nikolai Patrushev, the secretary of Russia's Security Council, wrote in September 2023, and I quote, "In recent years, hundreds of employees of foreign intelligence services involved in organizing intelligence and subversive activities against our country have been neutralized." End quote. The American people are losing strategic warning and decision-making advantage in great power competition. America's eyes are being blinded, their voices muted, their ears deafened. This is emboldening our other strategic rivals, such as China, and could encourage North Korea and Iran to take similar actions with no repercussions. We collected a large body of data, ranging from signals intelligence to human intelligence to open source reporting and everything in between. Unfortunately, I can't get into specifics based on the classification, but I can tell you, at an early stage, I started to focus on Moscow, and consistently, there was a Russian nexus. Since 2010, the number of counterintelligence incidents began to rise, and so did Russian gray zone activities. These included assassinations, poisonings, sabotage attacks against NATO allies and others, many of which has been documented by Christo. After talking with the survivors who were hit in the US and abroad, I quickly realized these were no longer isolated incidents. There were reports of CI incidents, which included harassment, room intrusions, houses being defiled, tossed, pets poisoned, assaults on our personnel, officers and diplomats being drugged, doxing, families harassed, then an attack via directed energy. A red line to many because of the debilitating nature of these weapons.
Guys, if your assessments here are correct, these are very covert weapons, aren't they? They don't leave behind bomb fragments, bullet holes, etc. They could absolutely be used by our adversaries and have very low levels of, very easy to deny that they were even there, that they were used. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things.
Yeah, so pretty heavy actually. Do you think that Trump's under some kind of a spell, or I mean, there's all kinds of different things it could be. It could very well be he's under a psychological thing, or
Dude, what they said.
demonic.
Remember back in, I don't know, Chuck Schumer said there's 7 ways heaven,
from Sunday.
Sunday, whatever,
Yeah.
fucking get you.
Yeah.
If you don't think the CIA, FBI, all those fucking
Yeah.
ABC fucking don't have that,
Yeah.
because dude, he's changed
Not the same person.
100%,
Yeah.
fucking 180,
Completely.
dude.
And it's not good.
No, it's not.
And one of the things it very well possibly could be something like demonic. It could be demonic. It could be that they've done something to him. There's talk from one of those one of those whistleblowers saying that they're going to kill Trump with a hamburger with a McDonald's cheeseburger, some bullshit. There's all kinds of stuff like that out there.
Oh,
too.
I think that's how they're getting his fucking giving him his poison.
A little at a time because
at a
he's not
time.
sleeping. He's sleeping like 2 hours a night. That'll do it too. But there's just a lot of different things that is going on that I'm not sure how it's been able to accomplish, but he's different.
It's stacking. That's the thing. It's fucking just stacking. And like I said, this last week, dude, I took a fucking break
Yeah.
off of all social fucking news, all it, and I was like, fucking good. And then to see how much he's changed, and I saw that, I
Yeah.
was like, why, dude? What's the purpose of fucking doing that to the people who fucking put their dick in a fucking
And a virus.
grinder
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
to get you elected? You know what I mean? He's shitting on us.
Yeah.
That's that's terrible. That's the feeling I have is
Yeah.
fucking betrayal. It's like motherfucker. You know what I mean?
All
Like
of
right
us.
now, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, on a personal level, I'm like, dude, here I am thinking that I'm making the right decision voting for this prick.
My wife said that today.
Yeah. And I've never thought I was going to say that, dude.
And you're not the only one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
And I keep on hearing a lot of motherfuckers trust the plan, trust the plan.
That's
Dude,
bullshit.
I can't trust the plan. My fucking pocketbook is hurting. My wallet is crying. Gas is fucking almost $6 a gallon in California. Fucking ridiculous.
Okay. Stand by.
If you really love America, you should not love all your politicians. And actually, you should probably dislike most of them. So for Trump to say that Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones are all just low IQ, and that's the reason that they're having this beef with him right now, when they helped to get him elected and tried to help 3 times to get him elected, is just, in my opinion, this is a low IQ take. This is a stupid take. He even says they had like failed careers, and that's the reason that they started their own stuff. Bro, their own stuff is 2 to 3 times bigger, if not more, than anything they did when they worked for the mainstream system. I don't know who's whispering shit into this guy's ear, like freaking Grima Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings, but They're telling you wrong stuff, bro. Half of the people that I grew up with in this movement are not on Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin's team. Okay. We aren't neocons. We aren't war hawks. We want America first. And if you make me choose between America first and MAGA, it's America first all day. That's what MAGA was supposed to be. You were just the best vessel for it, bro. Don't get it twisted.
Word.
Yep.
Word. Yeah.
So we're gonna
Exactly.
keep going. We gotta catch up.
All right, let's
Take up
run.
some time here.
Let's go. Come on.
We have to be realistic about the Republican Party. The Republican Party needs burned to the ground. It's completely controlled. As a matter of fact, much of Congress is controlled by AIPAC and by Zionists, and that is a serious problem. I fear that we will see a nuclear bomb used on Iran, and I think that probably be the worst thing we could see in our lifetimes is a nuclear bomb used on anyone. You save American troops' lives by get the hell out of the Middle East. We had no business there to begin with. And the truth is, look, you may have supported President Trump for 10 years like I did, and like you have, but this is not the same man. This is not the same man that we supported, which Doge was one of the most popular things, along with border security, mass deportations, Doge. These were in America first, lower inflation, lower the cost of living. Those were the core components of the campaign. That, and my God, gut the deep state. That was what we wanted so bad. Hold people accountable, for the love of God.
Yeah. So
And all that shit isn't happening at all.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, has been fucked over so bad because think about it. You know, he calls her Marjorie
Brown.
Taylor Brown and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. I mean, like, she was at every rally. You know what I mean? She was, constantly doing everything she could for you, Trump, and here you are doing this. It makes no sense to me. That's why I'm saying it's got to be something. It's got to either demonic, the demonic spirit has gotten a hold of him, or they're poisoning him or something, because it's impossible. It just is. It's just there's no way. So one more